Well, hello people. This is today. It's gonna be a big one and a long one because I have actually a lot of things to tell you to show you. So it starts off with my haircut. After 3 years, almost no professional haircut, I had to break down. It was getting so out of because I have a hard time reaching the back. So I got a long hair in the back and I needed to have a cut. I went there and I said, make it a radical chop. He did. I'm happy with it. That's why I'm looking sort of like an ass with ears, but hey, such is life. The second thing is, at the moment, in 2 days, I will go and sign the contract to organize my funeral. I know it sounds macabre, it sounds a bit weird. Most people are not that easy to talk about it, but to me, I'm living here in Canada. All my leftover family, but they're all very distant. We have no really contact. They're back in Europe. I will, of course, have them notified that if I pass on, that I passed on. And there is my decision was simple. Paper coffin, burn me, and the ashes in Quebec, it is allowed. The ashes will be handed over to Marielle, who will take care of it and spray it on my hill after the incineration has been done. There will be no church, no gatherings, no exposure. My God. I don't want anybody to see me dead. I don't want them to see me live, so I don't want them to see me dead. No big deal. It's the minimum cost. We found a funeral home who does it for exactly the cost it is. When you die here, the government pays $2,500 to the people who organize your funeral. And this funeral home does the incineration, including an urn, for $2,500, and they will actually ask the government to be paying out to them. So I have to pay nothing else. I will have make sure Marielle has some money for it. There is some certain hoops to go through afterwards, like a notaire has to check for people who may be inheriting and so on. But I have my testament is made for a long time, so that should be no problem, because with the testament being written, it's an easy go. And Marielle will help me there, and I do the same for Marielle. We signed both of our contract at this point. So this is one thing that has been on our mind for years, and now we finally have taken charge of it, because, well, last year I had a few funny moments happening, so my health is not getting better. I'm walking less and less. I'm an old man now, white hair. The only thing that seems to work still is my brain, thank God. But every morning something else hurts, you know what I mean? It is not decapitating at this moment. I'm living very well alone, so I'm happy with it, but it feels good to have organized afterwards, because I don't want to be burdened financially or any other way to anybody. All right, this is one thing. Well, no more details needed than that. And then, as you all know, last winter has been quite an eventful winter for me. I had a 28-hour power outage. And with this power outage, I had some freezing happening in my pipes, and when the power came on, the pump sucked on, and it sucked ice in, and it exploded the pump. So I was stuck here for almost 6 weeks with no water. Thank God my friend Jill was delivering big gallon and pails full of water twice a week. without him, I mean, it's amazing how much water you use where you don't think. Just washing your hands so often every day. It worked okay. I heated water on the stove and did the sponge bath in my shower. Thank God I had the shower so I could sit down and just sponge bath. It was good enough to be clean, to feel clean. Couldn't wash any clothes, but that's no problem. For 5-6 weeks I have enough t-shirts and stuff around. So that was okay. Well, I realized if that happens again, I was not a happy camper. I got to do something. So I went on the internet and looked for solutions. Finally, I came up with one thing. I needed one of those power batteries, a home system. And I finally found one. You will see it here in the corner on the table. This is my 2400 watt power box from EcoPlay. It's a Canadian company, I believe. I have it now for almost 2 months. I've been playing around with it. I really like it. The one thing that was worrying me, I will run now a video about this power box, but I want to explain to you why well, how would I say? I figured out I can run my water pump when it starts up. I was not sure how much power I can use. This one supplies starting power up to 4,600 watts, but a running power 2,400. That's how much I could tax the system, and still it runs without automatic shutoff. There's all security shutoffs and tubes in there, so it's like a little mini computer that organizes your power needs. And with this one, it can run the fans. Both system of the fans I have, it will not be more than 30 watt. Plus the starting power of the pump is 1,100 watt, but then it immediately drops down to 870 or something like this. So that is plenty of power. Even if the pump would run, it would run for 2.5 hours on this system. At least 2 hours. But since you only run the pump when the big holding tank is losing pressure, that should be no problem to pass the 24 hours with this one without charging. Now charging is something else, because it can be charged either by plug into a cigarette lighter in the car, after your car is started, of course. It can be charged by solar or wind power systems. And it can be charged, of course, by AC. At AC, you have a choice of charging between 300 watt, 500 watt, 700 watt, 900 watt, or 1200 watt. 1200 watt, the charging time it only takes to charge fully, 1.5 hours. It gets slower the lower you charge it. At the moment, I'm charging it with 300 or 500. Because it helps to increase the lifespan of this battery. The solar power, it is only rated up to 500 watts. So at the moment my solar panels are 600 watt, but it looks like I didn't buy any preset solar panel system, because they cost hundreds and hundreds more. I bought third party from China solar panels, and maybe the old saying, you get what you pay for, maybe it's true. At the moment, I'm still playing around with solar power. I'm not too pleased with what is coming out of this solar power system at the moment. But hey, I have lots of time. It's fun to play with. You will see some tools I had to buy. I realized I went in there with my eyes closed. I didn't buy the right things. Total cost of of course, I also bought I should show you that. I bought also to charge, because when the power is off, if there is no sun, so I bought a generator. I was going to go with a smaller generator at first, but I decided to go with the 3,500 watt generator, because that way I can first of all charge my battery. I can run off this one also the water pump. I can most likely, I will practice with this, I will play with it, because it has an eco setting where it increases the power as much as you increase the usage of it. So I was thinking this way it could help me to run a refrigerator, which can also be run off this machine in the summer when I don't have cold weather. I can run the water pump and the refrigerator off the battery. No, I'm very happy with having made the decision. The generator will also be able to charge maybe my water heater. So if there is a few days, now that I have water pressure, it'd be nice to have hot water, take a shower. So if I heat the water heater, it's a small water heater, it will heat up in about 2 hours. Run the generator for 3-4 hours, it charges the battery, it does everything, and the water in the water heater is hot enough to take a good shower. Those are my ideas. We will see how that all works out. I will run to the video now and then we talk again. Well, here is now to explain to you how this system works. You will see here you got the full battery right now. I let it run down a bit so when I charge with the solar I can see how that functions. The output will be marked here, input will be marked here. This is charging and this is putting out. On the side here you will see 6 AC plugs. In front we have USB plugs, 3.0, 20 watt power, a lot of different things. This is a normal 12 volt, like for car cigarette lighter things. And underneath, what does that say? 12 volt 3 ampere, 12 volt 3 ampere. On this side here, of course, the ventilation always has to be open on both sides when the machine is running. This is AC charging, this is solar, air, wind power, and also the cable for the car charger goes in there. In the front you have an emergency light. It gets to be a warning blinking light if you need it. The second stage much faster, and then you get it off. That's the functionality to charge it with the car 12 volt system. And that is, I mean, I would not use it in the car, but if you go traveling, if you use it for holiday, that'd be a very, very interesting way of recharging your power while driving. And I will show you how it performs afterwards. I was hoping to use it for the air conditioner here, but apparently that will not work. You see the cables, I used the holes already existing to put all the cables through. The top one, those are the solar panel cables, and on the bottom this will be the generator cable. And to go outside I had to do only one hole. I made this hole here. I put in the foam to keep it better insulated, and on the outside I just did a simple cover like this to protect from the rain and snow and things. The table this year, I usually put it in the garage every winter. This year I will keep it outside. I will place my solar panel on here. You will get the morning and afternoon sun, and the afternoon especially here very strong. I can turn it, the sun goes down in this direction, so it's the most sun exposure I can get with solar. And for the inside, here in the inside, I haven't really done anything with it yet. This is my generator I bought. I was going to buy a smaller one, like a 2001 or 1500. But then I realized I might as well get one large enough to, in case I need to have some underground heating, and maybe also my water heater, since well, we will see how that works. This is a 3500 watt generator. Very small, it's about 50 pounds, a bit heavy, but still manageable for me even in my age. So, well, we'll see how that works out. I made electric extension cord, heavy duty extension cord, to come here. It is this here. This is for my machine. This is where I will plug in the cord. Those ones, the black cable, is my water pump underneath the house. You will see later on at the first run, when I run the water pump of my machine here, you will see a cable going along up top here. Electric cable that goes here, that is for the little fans I have to keep everything in the winter running without freezing, including a connection to the water well and my sewage system. So if I have a power outage in the winter, it's very important to keep it going. Well, with all those explanations, I totally forgot to actually show you, including this, is my solar panel, which I prepared for putting on the table. It's a bit heavy. I'm working on a lighter version. I also have not figured out all the kinks in the system, but this is what I'm learning about right now. There is a lot to know about solar power I didn't know. Very important part are the tools you need to work with the cables and measure electricity. So I finally got all those tools together. Well, when I started all this, I did not know much about solar. So I started blindly without the right tools. Now I finally got the right tools in a crimper, wire cutter, a wire stripper, a digital multimeter. Very important, because you want to check how your solar panels are performing. So the next few days of sun, I will be playing outside. This has become a new hobby of mine, let's be honest. I enjoy doing things like that. It keeps the old brain going. Well, and here we are. This is the visual of how I did that with the power from the pump. I'm plugging it in now. I had to flush 3-4 times just to have empty enough in the tank. It will go on, and you will see it will go up to 1030 starting. Right now 1030 starting, what immediately cuts down to 870, 880, and it stays around there while the pump is running. It runs for about a minute, and down under the 100% efficiency, you will see there is 2 hours, at least 2 hours. I probably have a little bit more than 2 hours, probably like 2.5 hours usage at this power output. There will be another 30 to 40 watt for the fans, and that will be all. So I should be no problem in being for quite a few hours, running this for quite a few hours. I mean, don't forget, the pump is only running sporadically, so this is quite a success. And well, don't forget, all the installations here are sort of temporary. It's not for just for this year. See how it works. Next year we maybe go for something a bit more steady and permanent. But I just want to see how my idea works.
Wow!
And here you are.
Incredible.
Success. Well, to finish the air conditioner tryout, I stopped at after 10 minutes. It started cooling, and then it crept up to about 700 watt usage. And I was hoping, because I gave it a shot with my solar panel, I was hoping to get around 500-600 watt from the solar panel, so to compensate for the usage for the air conditioning. Didn't work. My solar panel does only supply at the moment 60 watts. I have to find the fault with it, which I will. I mean, I have all summer to play around with it. So my machine is working. It runs the air conditioning with no problem. The usage of the air conditioner is only 700 watt at the high point, but at the moment it will only run for 2.5 hours maybe, and then the battery will be exhausted. So I was hoping I would get 6, 7, 8 hours out of it, constant running with the recharging automatically at the same time. Didn't work. We will see what happened next. I guess I have to talk about the cost too, approximately. When I checked this out, there is all kinds of machines available. I had to choose the right one for me, for my situation, for the place I want to use it for. And I wasn't sure if I did choose the right one, but eventually it turns out I did. The machine itself is almost $2,000. The generator is $900. And with all the bits and pieces and little things, I think with the solar panels and the stand for the solar panels, the stuff, I spent about $600. So we're talking at $3,500, and that system should be off and running. It sounds expensive, but it does run for, it has a guarantee of almost 10 years, 3,500 charging cycles. So that means I could charge for many years every day, and it has the guarantee that it will be keeping full charge up to 8 to 10 years, it says. After that it might drop to 80%, but hey, I got to live 8 or 10 years first before all of this. So it will be, it's a new toy, it's fun, and a little bit stress is taken away in case this happened again, what happened last year. There's one thing I have to stress very strongly. What I did here is it's sort of temporary. Nothing is nailed down. I didn't make any holes in the house except outside the little round hole to pass through the cords in and out. But that's it. Everything else, the holes have been in existence. Even for the pump, there is a little side hole that was always there. I just passed one wire through and put the other one down. So everything is at the moment temporary, because I want to see for 1 year at least how that system works. Does it even work? Is it helpful? So we will see. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that has been a long one. It was a lot of work for me. I had to cut down so many pieces into this editing. Oof. Probably made a few mistakes, and what the heck, huh? Well, that was it. I hope you know what I'm living right now, what I'm doing. I'm having fun actually exploring this solar system. I didn't know it had so many facets of it, but then everything always has. So I will let you know as soon as I got the solar power organized. At the moment I can charge it already with solar, but very, very low. So I hope to get more wattage out of the charging. But that's about it. Other than that, I'm doing fine. Thank you for listening. Have a wonderful summer. At the moment, we are here sometimes suffering a bit under smoke invasion, but this is from all those out-of-control forest fires around us. Have fun, guys. Watch yourself. Be careful out there. Ciao.